All right, this is take 5, I think. Welcome back to Keith R. Reese Books YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've done my last episode, so that this would be episode 15 of the world's most boring YouTube channel. And I've been talking about novels all this time, but this episode, I'm finally proud to say that the children's book that I've been working on has now officially been released and is available in paperback and ebook online on Amazon. And Isabella is our special guest today because she was my test subject 2 years ago when I wrote this story. And it's meant for kids that are about 6 years and up, maybe 5, depending on their reading level. And it is a picture book, and it's called This Enchanted Old Ruin. And it's meant for kids to bridge that gap between picture books and chapter books. You know, they have books that have more words and less pictures. This book has a lot of pretty illustrations, very well done, and but there's a lot of words too, because the story is about 40 pages long, which includes the illustrations. So it's a good learning book for kids that are advancing their reading, you know, about 6 years and up. And it took about 1.5 years. I wrote the story in the fall of 2019 and read it to Isabella, and she liked it. And then we did a long search, about a month long, of interviewing illustrators all around the world. I talked to many and got sample drawings from people in Europe, some in Asia, and some of them did not understand the humor in the book because it's from a standpoint from Western and American humor. And there are some funny things in the book, but it also teaches kids about animals and exotic birds around the world. And so there's a lot of humor that goes along with the story. And it's just a loosely based story about a young girl who happens to come upon a castle just on her way to the market. And she gets invited inside the castle to take a tour. And she gets to meet all these wonderful animals and birds in this tour. And all the while, she's getting a tour of the world at the same time. And the way she can do that is because time has no meaning when she's inside the castle. And we needed an illustrator that could really capture all these animals and beautiful scenery within the castle. And I finally started focusing my search on Canada and the United States, just here in North America, so I could find someone that could get the humor and what I'm trying to convey with these characters. And she did a couple samples of the main character, whose name is Penelope, and also the wizard. And she did an excellent job. She really nailed it. And so I figured this was the person that needed to be doing that. And so the illustrations went to a talented artist in Ontario, Canada, and her name is Emily Zareth. And she did a fabulous job with the characters. And if you want to open the book and just show them a couple of pictures, maybe the bird, maybe a polar bear, or maybe one of the staircases, just anything.
Okay. Well, so here's one of the cool staircases that she drew. Said she took her a while. And there's a picture. Here's a picture of the dragon. And yes, she did do all those little coins in there. These are little coins that you see on the bottom that's like gold. So, yeah.
The dragons are a special surprise. So anybody watching this video, the few people that are watching it, get a sneak peek at the dragons. Because as the wizard tells Penelope, you can't have a castle without dragons. So I'm going to interview Isabella and ask her about this book from a kid's perspective. She's much older now than the kids that this is intended for, but still, she has a very valuable opinion as far as if she thinks kids will like this book, and if they like the illustrations, and whether or not they think the story is too long or the words are too complicated. So Isabella, what did you think of the story overall?
Overall, I thought that it was very good. It was well thought through. it was just like better than most of the other children's books that for my age, when I was that age, that I would have read. And it's been like one of the better ones because it's like all fantasy and it's like make believe, and yeah.
So what was your favorite character?
My favorite character was probably the wizard because he was really funny, and he was this probably the second main character in the book, and he like showed her around like the whole castle, and that was really cool. And also the animals, what he thought through and like how like their personalities reacted was like really cool.
Okay, so that's a picture of the wizard I just saw, that I just showed you. So out of the animals and birds, which ones was your favorite?
Well, it's been a long time since I've read the book, so I would probably have to say the wallaby because that's the only one I remember, and that's the funniest one I knew. And probably the bird too, the talking parrot. He was really funny.
This is the wallaby. We call him Wally the wallaby from Hopabout Creek, Australia. And I'll show you the birds she's talking about. And I'd like to show you the parrot as well because there are several staircases in a castle, of course. And one of the staircases that the artist Emily Zeroth really did a splendid job with is called the Staircase of Knowledge. And here is the parrot. His name is Argumenides because he argues a lot. And that's a beautiful golden staircase, and he is the resident librarian in the castle. He takes care of all the books and keeps the staircase clean when you can go up and pick out a book. All the characters have very great kooky and quirky names as well, as you'll find out as you read the story. But I'm very proud to have this available now, and thanks to Isabella for joining our video on a special session of Keith R. Reeves books. The children's book is Disenchanted Old Bruin, and hopefully if people begin to buy this book and reading it and get a good following, there's a lot of characters in here where we could actually do some sequels and have some follow-ups. And of course we'll team up with Mrs. Zeroth in Canada, and she'll be the illustrator again, and it'll be another fun project. So hopefully everybody will enjoy this one, and thank you for reading it, and happy reading. Want to say goodbye?
Bye.